Hello and welcome to the DeHart House Podcast. My name is Alicia. I'm coming to you from West Texas, and today is Friday, March 9th. If you are a new viewer, thanks for stopping in, and if you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back. It means so much to me. This is my podcast about knitting and craftiness, and this is episode 32. So it's a gorgeous day today in West Texas. The sun is out, and it started out today around 45 degrees Fahrenheit about the time I woke up, and it's supposed to get up into the 80s today. So while I'm not ready to turn on my air conditioner, it is really nice to have some warm weather where I can go out in my t-shirts and shorts and spend some time outside with Marjorie, our almost 2-year-old lab, and just enjoy this beautiful weather. So I'm excited. I'm definitely going to get outside today. Marjorie and I are going to go for a walk, and I'm going to go to the post office, drop a few things off, and it's going to be really enjoyable. So wherever you are, I hope that you're enjoying the weather as well, whether you have snow and you're going outside and playing in the snow, or if it's gorgeously warm and you're getting outside and soaking up the sun. I hope you get a chance to just go outside and enjoy it, because it's so wonderful when you can do that. Yeah, so like I said, this is my knitting podcast, so let's talk about knitting, shall we? First thing I will share with you is what I'm wearing. I am wearing something that I knit. This is my Ambrosia boomerang shawl, which is knit out of Woolen Boon yarn, and the color is Ambrosia Salad. You can see it's gorgeously speckled. I just love this yarn. It's super soft. It's I think it's a merino nylon blend, if I remember correctly, but oh my gosh, it's so pretty, you guys. Like, the color is mostly green, but it's got peach and blue and orange and brown and yellow and just, oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. Okay. So I wear this shawl all the time. It's the perfect shape because it's more like a scarf than a shawl, but it still has that triangle shape to it. So right here around the neck, I can get that thicker layer, while the ends of the scarf are just these little tails, and it's perfect. I love it. I wear it all the time. So, yeah, that's what I'm wearing. And I love it, and I want to make so many more of these. It's a really easy knit because it's just a 2-row repeat and it's a garter stitch pattern. So I have a project page up on Ravelry for this shawl if you're interested in the yarn or the pattern. And I didn't make this pattern. I was watching the Dramatic Knits podcast, and Steve mentioned that he wrote the pattern in on his project page, so I went over there and went ahead and used that. So not mine, not my design. It is really awesome though, so check it out. So let's talk about works in progress, since I'm knitting on stuff right now. I'm currently working on, and I'll just go ahead and finish this. I say finish this needle. I'm knitting Magic Loop style. So with Magic Loop, you use a large circular needle, and you get these 2 loops on either side. And it's basically like knitting with double pointed needles, but you just split your stitches in half, one on each side, and I love it. If you use 2 circular needles to knit, this is very much the same method. Just instead of 2 circulars, it's 1. Anyway, Magic Loop, it's so much fun. So these are my bramble socks. I'm knitting them toe up, as you can see, magic loop style. The yarn is Patton's Croy, and the colorway is Bramble Stripes, and I have the tag right here. So Patton's Croy. It is such a durable yarn. If you've never knit with Patton's Croy before, it is so durable. And I find that when I'm knitting with it at first, it feels kind of scratchy, but as I work with the yarn more and wash the socks and wear them, it tends to soften up a little bit. Or maybe it's just that I'm getting used to it. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so Bramble Stripes. I'm on the second sock. The first sock is right here behind me, so you can see what the stripes are going to look like. And last time I mentioned with the second sock, I wasn't sure if the stripes were going to line up or not, because I didn't want the stripes on the second sock to be slightly off from the stripes on the other sock. So what I did is I went ahead and put the yarn on my ball winder, and I basically reversed the ball, and I have it here in my Yarnet, which is super fun. So what I did with the first sock over here is the ball that the yarn came in, I worked it from the outside. And so what happened is I started with the lime green down at the toe and worked up from there. So I decided I wanted to, throw the ball of yarn at you. Then I wanted to reverse the stripes on the second sock. So I went ahead and put it on my ball winder, and I'm pulling from the outside of the ball, the cake here. And so the stripes are going to go in the reverse order. So you can see I started down here with the white. So I've got the white and gray stripes, then the light purple. So if I pull this over here, you can see that that matches up with like this section here. Yeah, so I'm really excited. This is going to look so cool. Yeah, so I started the second sock last night while watching reruns of Grey's Anatomy, and this is so much fun. I'm using size 0 needles and 60 stitches for the sock. I used a Turkish cast on for the toe and just increased 2 stitches every other row. And yeah, Chowgu needles, magic loop style. I'll use a Fish Lips Kiss Heel when I get to it, and yeah. So this is my mindless knitting, just a plain stockinette sock that I can work on while watching TV or walking on the treadmill. So yeah, I'm going to be working on this. I imagine I will have this done for you next time, and then I can wear them. Yeah, so I'm working on socks, and I need to finish this pair, and I really need to cast on socks for someone else, either Mom or Dad or Michael. Yeah. Okay, what else am I working on? I'm working on a shawl for my mom, and this is in one of my new bags, and so the yarn I'm using is Lorna's Laces, and the color is watercolor. And I'm knitting her one of these boomerang shawls. And I made a lot of progress, actually, since the last time I showed this to you, and my yarn is a mess. It's a mess. So, let's see. Okay, yes. So my stitch marker, my progress keeper is down here. So that's where I was last time. Was down here. So you can see the tail there. And yeah, I knit all of this. Yep. Michael and I watched Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 at some point this week, and I just knit this while watching that movie because it is garter stitch. It's a lot of knitting, and it's kind of boring, to be honest. So it's perfect for knitting on while watching a movie at home. I don't know that I would do this in the movie theater because it is so dark in the movie theater. So at least when we watch movies at home, I can knit. So yeah, so this is how much yarn I have left, and you can see it is a mess. I pulled from the center on this ball, so I'm left with this floppy mess. And I'm thinking maybe I should stop doing the center pull. Maybe I should pull from the outside like I'm doing with this one. I like center pull because then, you know, the ball doesn't have to roll all over to take the yarn off it. But when the bulk of the center is gone, I always get this floppy mess of yarn, and I have to untangle it to work with it, and it's just really annoying. So I think I might go back to pulling from the outside of the cake just because, oh my gosh, it makes me not want to work on this because I have to untangle the yarn all the time. So, but yeah, oh yes, this yarn, I don't know what happened, but the yarn was broken, so I had to tie a knot and tie the yarn together. I don't know if I feel like it wasn't broken when I wound it up into the cake. It must have broke later, so now I'm wondering how it did that. I don't understand. My bag doesn't have a zipper on it. It has snaps, so I don't know. Mysterious yarn breakage. I'm not really liking that. But anyway, I'm really excited. This thing is growing, and I only have this much yarn left, and I'm really excited to finish it and give it to my mom and start a new one. So, yeah. Let me just put this all in here. I am using ChalGoo needles for this as well, and I believe they're US size 5. Yep, US size 5. Fixed ChalGoo needles. Garter, garter, garter. Knit on it while watching movies. And I'm good to go. My next work in progress is for my dad. I'm knitting him a cardigan, and this is living in one of my sweater size bags. Makes sense. But I finished the first sleeve. Yay! That's where I was last time. Are all my stitch markers here? No, this one's a camper. And this one's a tent. I love it. Whatever. Okay. But yeah, that's where I was last time, and yeah, I was almost finished with the sleeve. So I just finished the sleeve yesterday. I just finished this. So what I'm going to do is visit Dad today, have him try this on, make sure that it is long enough. And if it's too long, I guess I'll have to rip back a little bit before I start the second sleeve. So I am knitting the Ranger by Jared Flood, and let me just show you the picture again. Yeah, so it's got this really nice texture to it, and it does say men's textured cardigan. It is a paid for pattern, so I'm not going to share any details about the pattern. So far, it is pretty straightforward on what to do. And yeah, so you start with the sleeves. So this is all I have done so far on his sweater, but it's progress. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna see him today. I'm gonna have him try this on. I'll make any modifications if I need to, and then I'll start the second sleeve. And I'm really, really excited. So the yarn is worsted weight. It is a worsted weight pattern. This is Karen. yarn, which is acrylic, and it's in the, what color is it again? Soft gray mix, and yeah, it's the 1 pound. I don't even care. Like I said, this thing is crazy warm every time I try this sleeve on, and that is the goal. And Dad will be able to just throw this in the washer and in the dryer if he really wants to, and not worry about it shrinking. So that'll be really nice. Yep. So yeah, I really wanted to start the second sleeve last night, and I need to be patient, have them try it on first, because I have to rip out and redo, what size needles am I using? Size 4, US size 4 needles. And I don't really have like multiple needles of the same size, so if I start the second sleeve, I'd have to put it on waste yarn to bring the needles back over to the first sleeve, and anyway, not a big deal, just kind of annoying. And we don't want our projects to be annoying because then we don't work on them. So make it less annoying. Anyway. Alright, so that's all that I'm working on right now. I have so many other things that I want to be working on. But if I have too many works in progress, then I just feel bogged down and find it difficult to focus on any project, and that just is counterproductive. So I have to finish things before I will start new ones. The blanket is currently, I'm looking at it right now. It's on the other side of the room. I laid out a ball of yarn on the coffee table in the living room, and I set it out that morning and said to myself, when I come home from work today, I'm going to put on a square in this color. And of course, Marjorie, our dog, she didn't rip the yarn, she just unraveled the ball, and the yarn was like all over. So yeah, I'm just staring at the blanket is folded up in the corner, and there's a pile of just blue yarn, blue yarn exploded. So I don't know, I just don't want to deal with it right now. So it's just sitting there. But I need to work on that. The Cozy Couch Make Along is still running. It's running all year long, and I totally have good intentions to work on the blanket, and then Marjorie decides she wants to play with my yarn, so apparently I can't leave stuff on the coffee table anymore. At least she didn't chew up my needles, because that has been a fear of mine, that she would chew up, like my ChowGoo needles, that she would chew on this cord. I'm afraid. I don't know that she would, but it only takes once, and then, yeah. So, I don't have any finished objects. I'm still working on things, but they're getting closer to being finished, which is good. I do have things I want to cast on, like I said, like a new pattern I'm working on, but I have to finish something first before I can cast it on, because otherwise I won't have time to work on it. So I'm excited. So I guess the only thing I have left to talk about is shop update. So I have one new bag that I'm going to post in the shop this weekend. And again, the shop is on Etsy. It's called DeHart House Creations. I sell handmade bags, stitch markers, and hand-dyed yarn. So the new bag, oh my gosh, I love it. I'm calling the backpacking bag because the fabric is themed like we're gonna go backpacking. Okay, can you tell I'm like an outdoorsy person? I have camping stitch markers and backpacking fabric. Anyway, it is adorable. So we've got backpack, rope, carabiners. Look, there are socks on here, you guys. Look at those socks. They're green. I love it. I really wanted the fabric, and then when I saw the socks on there, I was like, oh yeah, I'm totally buying this. So it's a blue background, and all the items on here are brown, orange, green, and gray. And yeah, the thermos. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay. Yeah, so I have the fake leather vinyl bottom. I've got the attachments on the side here, these D-rings, so you can clip things onto the side of the bag. You get to decide the type of closure you would like, whether that is a zipper or snaps. Okay, it will come with a wristlet made out of the leather vinyl. I just have to finish making that and clip it on the bag. And a clear vinyl pocket with a snap closure on it. So you can put things in here. I like to put the yarn tag in there, personally. I will also put my some of my notions, like my tape measure, and I have a little tin that I keep my needles and stitch markers in, and I'll put that in that pocket as well, so it's nice for that. And the interior is this nice brown, what do I want to call this? I don't know what you would call this. Anyway, it's 2 shades of brown and just crisscross lines, and I just think it goes really well with this this fabric. So if you know any men who knit, or anyone who's a fan of camping or backpacking, this would make a really nice bag for them. So yeah, so I have a couple of these going up in the shop this weekend. The Whimsy bag is up. And yeah, I'm just chugging away on things little at a time until it all gets done. So, alrighty. Is that it? Is that all that I have? Oh, I have an announcement. Why am I saving this for last? I don't know. Probably because I forgot. So, announcement. New knit along. Sort of a knit along. Anyway, I'm calling it Spring Break Bonanza, because next week we are on spring break. And guess what's going to get done over spring break? A lot of knitting, which is awesome. So I'm calling this Spring Break Bonanza. It's going to run for a month. Partially because not everyone has spring break at the same time. So, but over these next 4 weeks is usually when people have spring break. So this is going to run from today, March 9th, until a month from now, April 9th. And basically anything that you finish knitting, you can post in the thread, Spring Break Bonanza finished objects. So anything that you finish over this next month will count. It can be blankets, sweaters, socks, dishcloths. I really don't care. It could be the smallest thing or the biggest thing. Just everything that you finish over the next 4 weeks counts as a finished object and can get posted. Now, if you're knitting socks, it has to be the pair, not just one sock, but the pair of socks will count as a finished object. The pair of mittens will count as a finished object. But even things as little as a dishcloth. Each dishcloth will count as a finished object. And what I will do is you'll put one post for every finished object in the thread, and what I will do is at the end of the knit along, I will randomly draw a winner, and that winner will get to choose a pattern on Ravelry that they would like, up to an $8 value, $8 US, and I will gift that pattern to you. So finish things over the next month. Take advantage of spring break if that's something you get to have, and one winner will get a pattern off from Ravelry. And it doesn't have to be one of my patterns. It can be any pattern from any designer. What I will do is purchase it and gift it to you. And that can be up to an $8 value in US dollars. So, spring break bonanza, knit like the wind, finish things, and someone will win a new pattern. All right. So I think that's all that I have for you guys. I am excited to have a break and do some more crafty things. So have a wonderful week. Knit like the wind. Don't forget about the Cozy Couch Make Along, which again is continuing for the rest of the year. I'm gonna have some kind of knit along after the spring break bonanza knit along finishes. I'm gonna have something to do with the blankets going on. Something where we hurry up and knit as much as we want on our blanket as we can in a certain amount of time, and I will have prizes for that as well. So yeah, just to encourage us to keep working on our blankets. So for now, anything counts as a finished object for the spring break bonanza. And then after that finishes, I'm going to do something with our blankets. All right. So have a wonderful week. Get outside. Enjoy the weather. Happy knitting. Happy sewing. Happy crocheting. Happy crafting. And I will see you next week. Bye.